So today we will see the validators in the Flash WT forms and how to get the data when the user enters the data, how to get hold of the data and how we will be checking uh, the data. So we will be seeing today. So, so one of the biggest reasons is why we choose our WT forms or HTML forms is like built-in validation. So instead of we writing our own logics, we can actually directly use a validator which is already will be defined in the WT forms itself. So just we need to import it and then we can use all the rules whatever they have. Then for example, if you see here, this is the validator step. So if I just go back here, the documentation will be just opening the documentation. So it's a simple cache course. So here we can have validator.len, validator.email. So we can define something like this, or we can just validators reference also, like so built-in validators like data required. So we will be using so this what exactly it will do, it is when our user don't enter any data, then it will actually raise an error so in the both the fields to enter the data. So until unless user enters any data, it won't be allowed. So last time we haven't given the validator step. So now what we are doing from WT forms validators, we are importing data required, and just submit button is seen. So here we are just doing email string field and password field, and it's a label already we know. You can give if you require label equal to. So now here validator. So in from validator in the form WT forms we import this built-in validation. What is it is called data required. So data required, data required. Now if we just go back to documentation. So here it's a detailed description. Data makes required fields. User must enter something, otherwise there will error generate. So but when we want to catch that errors also, we should have something right in our WT form where we are entering HTML, where on the Flask form is there, like Flask form, Flask WT form. How we will be doing that is like we will be adding something like this. So for this, how to displaying errors also. So there were multiple errors. So for example, if I just go back to documentation, you can get this multiple messages, multiple errors depending on validation type. So to catch different validations, we are actually looping over all the email errors. So there will be a list of errors and password HTML. So but to catch that errors in our email, so what we will be doing, we will be opening login.html, and for this also we have a documentation. Just opening again. So that will depend. So for example, if I just take this one, so for error in field dot errors, so in our screenshot also what mentioned for error in form dot email dot. So we are just styling like in inline styling we are doing, and we are using span tag. So just I'm going back here, from here just copying. I will be changing accordingly. Span tag. We are inline styling we are giving. It should be style color. Right. Okay. I'm just if you can give any name, just to sync up with what are the screenshot we have. I'm just giving ARR, any variable. Just style equal to, sorry, so just we have input style where whatever the text we are getting, it should be in color red for all the this thing, and then we need to close our for loop. And for similarly we need to do for the password also. So again I'm just taking this and I will change dot password. So now we have achieved to this level. So now we are checking this. So I just have gone to my okay. So we are starting our Flask server. It is running on 555. So just I can log in. So now if you see here, we are actually getting some other kind of stuff like fill this output field, even when I click on login, and again if I just go back. So but we are not expecting this kind of validation, right? We are expecting some error which is popping out in a error a red field. So what's happening here is, sorry, yeah, before that, yeah, this is one step. But actually, what's happening here is the Chrome browser itself is having the validations for any HTML page or any forms. The Chrome browser by itself it is having uh, this kind of validations. But to switch off this validation, we will be doing one step which will be see next. But here uh, this is when form got hit, like when it's like a post method uh, where request dot method equal to post. We have already seen that Flask object. So it is similar kind of stuff. So whenever we hit the submit, validate on submit. So this is a method for W2 forms. So whenever user click on entry only, then it will validate. So that thing we have to do. Here just login form we are giving login form dot validate on submit. So it is like we are calling just request dot post method dot method equal to post, something like that. Uh, we are calling that. And here again actually we forgot methods also to mention. So these main methods are mainly when we are getting hold of the data. So then the methods is accessible. Even though we are not giving this as of now, our form is working perfectly fine because we are not getting hold of any data as of now. That's why it is working perfectly fine. So again, if I just go back, if I just fill this and again submit, now it is saying this place will out this. So what's happening is by default Chrome has some like some validations for this input fields. So to off that, we need to do one step where when a form like a relative form is creating, so we have to add this no val no validate. So here what we are saying to browser is don't do your default validations. We have our own validations. Uh, so we are saying to browser don't do the default validations. So here, and I just go back to the form and log in. Here we have to give no value. Now everything is same. So again, just we are capturing all the data in a list, and we are looping over that all the data and we are displaying. So now if I just go back now, now I'm just refreshing it. If I just directly click submit, we are getting this field is required, this field is required. So for example, now just again refreshing it. So now I am just entering some field and I am just entering few things. Now it is perfectly fine. So it is actually validating only email, I meant to say data is entered or not. So now if I am not entered any password data and I am clicking, this field is required. So which is happening again, the same thing, this field is required. Now here there is a validations we need to do. Add email validations. As of now, it is not validating any email. It is just checking this thing. Only like in the field whether the data is entered or not. So for this, again, if I just go back here, already we have seen a validator.email. So where we can give a list. So but again, this require. So just .py. So here I'm just commenting this field. So here I'm just taking this two. So which is in a list. So in a list we can have multiple validators. So but I just want to, as of now I don't want to pass length. I will be passing the data required only. So but one thing to notice is here email. So there is a hint we have given already. So here if I don't give on submit, it's like invalid email address. As of now we are not getting this, but for getting this type of thing, what we need to do is, if I just go back, sorry, just if I go to validators and we carefully observe here. So validates an email address. It requires an validator package actually. So generally, by default it will be installed, but otherwise we need to install it. So let's see email. If I just changed it and if I just go back to my login page and I just log in. What, what happened? Position arguments follows keyword argument. Okay. Or let's check for only email for now. Some version mismatch is happening. Validators equal to email and then actually give something like this. I'm suspecting. So here it is actually doing email validator is not now it is throwing an error because there is no email validator. So what we can do is install email validator. So we are installing our Python package email validator. Let's see. Install email validator. Validation is I'm not sure why it is taking some time. Yeah, now it got searched in Python py.org and we are able to. So it is taking little bit time. Let's see. Okay, now it is done. Now if I run again the main.py, now we should not get any error. Now we have installed that. Now just now if I just hit and click login, so it is like invalid email address and this field is required. It is a default it is doing. Again if I just refresh it again, and if I just not given anything, the first thing it is doing the field is this field is required. So it is doing the both validations. So something. So yeah, the password as of now the password validation is not uh, created by us. Now if I just again we should create a length thing. So length again if I just go back to here, we can give minimum and maximum. So and if I just go to required, here if I give 8. So here for length we don't need any external package to get installed. Just go here email equal to so length. There is no thing it got. So but here if I carefully observe, they actually given for email we have to install email validator package. Now if I just have given minimum length and maximum length 120, and then now if I just go back and refresh this. Okay. Okay. We have to import length also. So from the validators we are importing all the required validators. So now just I am again running. doing. Now if I just give 1 2 3 4, now if I just log in, yeah. So if you just check here, we have given min and max. If I just remove max, how it behaves, let's see. Mm, For so here, yeah, invalid email address, and it's like whenever we give a range, it is saying 8 to 10 characters. No. So here by default we are not getting any meant to say browser validations, and whenever we click on login button only, then only we are getting this email address. Now this is how we did with validations. So we can have multiple validations also. We can just go for this, like input required, there are multiple length MAC address. So for security purpose we can have MAC addresses matching or not, something like this. Okay. We can do even custom validators also. So where we can define our own our data, like something like this, we can define our own and we can pass that as a validator. Now we will see how to get hold of data from WT forms, and it is actually very simple. So it's like just instead of we are not using any request object here, Flask request object, we can directly get hold of the data, like just login form, whatever the field we want, email and dot data. So it's like form object, form field and dot data, it will get whatever we enter, user will get the data. So here this is the official link documentation how to get the data. Yeah. Now if I just, so if I just want to print whatever I'm entering in the form, onto the console in the email, it is already active. So now just I'm just entering this one and this one, something just I entered. So now just if I just go back, just printing, I have saved. Okay, sorry. I need to print before return, right? Before entering. So again, just giving some data. If I just go back here, yeah, we can see whatever email we have entered, it is actually printing. So similar, we can get hold of password also similar way. Now as of now, we need to get only hold of data when it's a post request, like the something we already used, so requested method equal to post. But here if I just validate and submit, as of now it is not inside a if statement. So here we can actually see when our user click on submit, then only we can get that. So here instead of writing request out method, if we just hold validate on submit as an boolean expression, so it returns true, then only it will go to the false, like, or false if it is failed. So after all the validations got succeeded, then only it will uh, get the data inside that. So as of now, if we just even if I just don't give here and I just click on this, uh, the data will be get printed, but we will get errors. What happened? Okay, something. Let me just close. So it's like saying invalid email address, but it is getting the data. So for us, it's not kind of use, right? Until unless the validation got succeeded, all the validations got succeeded, then only we will passing the we should pass the data inside our email, like inside to validate. So if the UI validations only failing, then it's not worth to pass the data. So how we'll be doing? So again, it's like nothing but if login, then we will be printing this. So now if I just go back, now if I just as of now it is running fine. So if I don't give any value, and if I just give the same thing, just, it is taking time to load actually. I just want something. If I just click it invalid email address, and if I just go to here, it is not printing anything. So now if I just given password, so and if I just so everything is matching, the validations are matching, then only it is giving. And if I just again if I just even password is not matching, we won't get that, like password validations is failing. For example, if I given just 1 2 3 4 and see, and if I just go here, there won't be any getting printed. So this is one of the way to handle the data validations easily. So the Flask provides us to handle that very easy. So now the last thing is, so in the update, the challenge what we have to do is we have to validate the credentials, and then only if it is email, then we have to render success.html page, or otherwise we need to render denied.html page, which is already provided for us, like templates folder. If you see the templates folder, it will be success and denied. So it is very straightforward only. So what I'm doing, I'm just commenting this out. Comment, comment. So here the same thing, login form, and if login form validate and submit, after that what we are doing, we are getting hold of the email data, and here here we are like matching, like already we have seen a match operator. So whenever it matches with this and the logical operator and the password also matches with this, then only we are returning HTML template success.html. Else if those are not matching, we are returning deny.html and login.html form login form. So it is very easy, just it's a nested if you again see, if condition inside one if there is another if, and then we are rendering this one. So now if I just now give something like this, and I think it's already saved, right? If I just click, yeah. Now if I just again go back to login, now I will be using this password when email, and what is the password? It's like 123. So now if I just click on it, it is rendering success.html page. So here, yeah, the GIF is loading fine. So I think it is taking some time to load. Yeah. So this is how we are handling the data and how we will just rendering depending on validation. So it's internal validation. It's like basic thing we have did, but it's not. Whenever we're building website, we actually store authentication and we are using salting techniques for the passwords to hide. So it's a simple thing for us to check. Still loading the websites. So if I just see here, so access denied, and here, yeah. Yeah, tomorrow we will be adding some stylings using Bootstrap Flask to this, and then we will see what exactly Bootstrap Flask and why we are looking for a template here inheriting on that. Yeah. And that's it for today. Thank you.